The outer sectors of the Empire were quiet, too quiet. Alarms suddenly rang across the main command stations. Sensors had detected something moving at impossible speed. Something massive, yet perfectly silent. A ship appeared on the edge of the system, and it refused to respond to any communication. Admiral Varric stared at the main screen. Disbelief and concern in his eyes. "That ship isn't ours. And it refuses to stop," he muttered. Officers scrambled to identify the vessel, running scans, checking databases. Comparing it with known ships across human and alien space, nothing matched, nothing even came close. The ship was unique, untraceable, and utterly alien in its design. In the observation room, analysts whispered nervously, "Could it be a new weapon from Earth?" One asked, another shook his head. "Impossible. The humans are not this advanced." Yet, but the readings told a different story. Energy fields pulsed around the ship in ways no known technology could explain. It moved with perfect control through the asteroid belts. Dodging debris with impossible precision, the Empire tried to hail the ship, sending messages in every frequency, every known language, every standard code. Nothing worked. The ship passed every attempt as if it ignored them entirely. It did not attack. It did not respond. It simply moved forward, unstoppable and indifferent. Panic began to ripple through the Empire's fleet. Squadrons were dispatched to intercept. Fighters and corvettes moving at maximum speed, weapons armed, shields up. But even the fastest vessels struggled to keep pace. The ship maneuvered with grace and speed no training could match. It seemed to anticipate every approach, slipping through defenses and outmaneuvering entire formations. On the command bridge of the flagship dreadnought, Admiral Varric clenched his fists. "Prepare full fleet, ready all weapons. We cannot let it reach our inner systems unknown." But even as orders were given, fear grew in the eyes of the officers. They had faced many threats before, but nothing like this. Something about the ship was wrong, unnatural, beyond comprehension. Sensors showed no heat signature like a normal engine, no exhaust, no radiation. Yet the ship moved faster than light in short bursts. Every attempt to scan it only produced strange distortions, as if the ship existed partially in a different space, a different time. Its technology defied the Empire's knowledge, leaving them on edge. Meanwhile, civilians on outer colonies watched the approaching ship, unaware of its true danger, but sensing something unusual in the sky. Lights and energy waves flickered as it passed, shadows moving strangely across moons and asteroids. Rumors spread quickly. "It's a ghost ship," some said. "No, it's something alive," others whispered. Admiral Varric watched the screen, his voice steady but tight. "We need to understand it before it reaches the core systems." Every scanner, every probe, every drone was deployed, but no one could predict its movements. The ship seemed alive, intelligent, and relentless. It refused to stop, refused to communicate, refused to be controlled, and as the fleet struggled to follow, the unknown ship glided through the stars, its presence alone sending waves of tension across the Empire. Something powerful had returned to the galaxy, something no one had prepared for, and for the first time in centuries, the Empire realized that it was not in control. The unidentified ship moved forward. Silent, unstoppable, and mysterious, the galaxy watched and waited. Questions filled every mind. Who controlled it? What were its intentions? And most importantly, what would happen if it decided the Empire was in its way? The unknown ship continued its silent glide through the Empire's outer systems, its speed impossible to match, its presence sending shivers through every command center. The Empire had never seen anything like it, and fear grew with every passing moment. Admiral Varric ordered the first wave of interceptors. Small, fast ships carrying weapons and scanners. Approach carefully. Try to communicate first. Do not provoke it, he instructed. Pilots tightened grips on controls, hearts racing. Sensors scanning for any weakness. The interceptors moved in formation, surrounding the massive ship, attempting every standard hail. Every frequency, every code, every language the Empire knew. Nothing worked. The ship did not react. Did not acknowledge them. It seemed almost alive, aware. And deliberately ignoring every attempt, one of the pilots, Lieutenant Kale, whispered over comms, "It's like it's watching us, predicting our every move." The other ships adjusted, trying different angles. But the unknown vessel moved with precision too fast to track. It dodged asteroids, gravitational pulls, and even the fastest interceptors. The first clash of energy came unexpectedly. Not as an attack, but a warning. A pulse of energy radiated outward, barely damaging the interceptors but strong enough to push them back. Their shields flickered under the force. Sensors overloaded, data scrambling across displays. The fleet understood they were dealing with technology far beyond their comprehension. On the bridge of the flagship dreadnought, Admiral Varick's face was stern. "Do not fire unless absolutely necessary. We need to know what it wants." Officers frantically recalibrated scanners, trying to find the source of the energy pulse. But every attempt returned only confusion, distortion, and strange readings that made no sense. The unknown ship continued forward, ignoring every attempt at negotiation. Yet it did not attack, it did not destroy. It simply moved, unstoppable, demonstrating power without aggression. Alien leaders whispered to one another, fear and curiosity mixing in their voices. Could it be human? One asked, impossible. But what else could move like that? Meanwhile, the interceptors tried again, firing light pulses to get attention, but the ship responded with unmatched precision, deflecting the beams, bending energy around its hull, even redirecting some back toward the interceptors without causing real damage. It was clear it could destroy them if it wanted. Yet it chose not to. Back on Earth, analysts would have smiled at such tactics. But the Empire had no idea what it faced. The ship seemed alive, calculating, testing, teaching without words, each movement carefully measured, every pulse a warning, every maneuver showing intelligence far beyond anything the Empire had encountered. Admiral Varick sighed, gripping the edge of his console. It refuses to stop. It refuses to respond. What is it trying to do? The pilots looked out at the silent giant, realizing that any mistake could cost them their lives, and perhaps the outer systems themselves. And as the unknown ship passed through the Empire's borders, leaving energy trails that glimmered against distant stars, one thing was clear: the galaxy had not seen its equal. The first contact had failed. But a message had been sent: do not underestimate this vessel. Do not assume it can be controlled. The unknown ship continued its course, silent, unstoppable, and mysterious. Its intentions still hidden, its power undeniable. And the Empire began to realize a terrifying truth. They were no longer the masters of this region. Something else had arrived, and it refused to stop. The unknown ship did not slow, did not stop, its massive hull cutting silently through the stars. The Empire's main fleet scrambled, assembling hundreds of warships. "We must stop it before it reaches the inner systems," Admiral Varick commanded. His voice calm, but tension ran through the bridge. The fleet moved in formation, weapons ready, shields active, sensors scanning for weak points, but the ship moved faster. More precise than anything the Empire had ever built, it weaved through asteroid belts, nebula clouds, and magnetic storms with ease. Every maneuver calculated, every path predicted. Lieutenant Kale piloted his interceptor, following the ship through a dense asteroid field. "It knows we're here," he whispered over comms. "Every move we make, it anticipates." The other pilots nodded, realizing that no training could match this level of awareness. The unknown ship was always one step ahead, untouchable. The Empire fired volleys of plasma and energy beams, attempting to block its path, but the ship dodged effortlessly, its energy shields glowing with strange light. Bending every attack around it, small fleets tried flanking maneuvers, hoping to trap it, only to find themselves outmaneuvered. Their formations shattered. In the flagship dreadnought, Admiral Varek studied the readings. Frustration building. "It's like it's alive. Like it knows every tactic we have," he muttered. Analysts scrambled, recalculating trajectories, trying to predict its next move. But every simulation failed, every plan collapsed. The ship moved as if guided by intelligence far beyond the Empire. As the chase continued through a nearby star system, planets and moons rushed past, lights reflecting off the unknown hull. Pilots were exhausted, maneuvers relentless. But the ship never faltered. It led them through gravity wells and asteroid storms. Always ahead, always untouchable, and yet never striking unnecessarily. Energy readings from the ship grew strange, pulses and waves bending the sensors of the Empire's fleet. Communications were scrambled, warnings delayed, ships lagged behind. Confusion and fear spreading among the ranks. The unknown vessel moved with patience, testing the Empire, showing its superiority without a single word. "Fleet, do not engage directly," Varek ordered. "We follow. We observe, and hope it reveals its purpose." But following it was a challenge, a test. The ship seemed to mark every move, anticipating the Empire's reactions, slipping through every trap, and disappearing briefly behind asteroids or nebula clouds, only to reappear perfectly positioned, the civilians unfouled. Distant colonies watched the chase from sensors and observation posts, their eyes wide, whispers of awe and fear spreading quickly. "What is that ship?" they asked. "Human? Alien? Something else?" Nobody knew, and the mystery only grew as the stars streaked past. The Empire began to understand one terrifying truth. The unknown ship was not just fast. It was smarter than any fleet, more prepared than any commander. It refused to stop because it had a purpose, a mission, and the galaxy was watching in suspense. And through the darkness of space, the unknown ship continued, silent, unstoppable, moving toward its mysterious goal, leaving the Empire scrambling in fear and confusion. It was clear, the galaxy had never seen anything like this, and the humans behind it, if it was human, were far ahead of everyone else. The chase had only just begun. And already the Empire realized it might be powerless to control what came next. The unknown ship finally approached a neutral star system, its massive hull glowing faintly against the backdrop of stars. The Empire fleet followed cautiously, exhausted from the relentless chase. Their commander still puzzled, still fearful, still unable to understand the ship's origin. Inside the ship, lights illuminated a vast control deck. Humans moved with calm precision, their faces focused, every system monitored, every maneuver calculated. Yet there was no aggression, only observation, testing the Empire's response and patience. From the flagship dreadnought, Admiral Varek's eyes widened as sensors detected something impossible: energy readings, materials, and technology far beyond anything the Empire possessed. It's human?" he whispered, disbelief mixing with fear. Analysts scrambled to verify, every scan confirming the shocking truth: the unknown ship was from Earth. Yet, unlike anything they had ever imagined, the humans aboard the ship had upgraded it silently. In hidden sectors, for decades, its hull strengthened with new alloys, weapons capable of bending energy in space, systems able to anticipate enemy movements before they happened. The ship was no longer merely a battleship, it was a strategic weapon, a masterpiece of human ingenuity designed to be unstoppable. Admiral Varek called his officers to the bridge. "Humans, they have been preparing all this time," he said, his voice low, shaking. "And they're more powerful than we imagined." The officers could only stare at the glowing image of the ship, its engines pulsing with energy, and realize that the Empire had underestimated Earth for centuries. The ship sent no messages, fired no weapons. Yet its presence spoke volumes. Every pilot in the Empire fleet felt the weight of its power. Every commander understood that any aggression could lead to disaster. The humans had returned not to fight recklessly, but to demonstrate strength, intelligence, and control. A warning to the galaxy that Earth would no longer be ignored. The Sentinel, as it was internally called by its crew, moved gracefully through the system, scanning, observing, silently teaching the Empire that human patience and planning surpassed all expectation. Pilots tried to maneuver closer, to study it, to find weaknesses, only to realize that every move was anticipated, every formation countered. Admiral Varek's communication officer reported, "Sir, shields, weapons, everything advanced beyond our database." "This is not normal," Varek nodded, fear replaced by respect. "They have mastered the laws of war and space in ways we cannot even comprehend. The Empire fleet could do nothing but follow, maintain distance, and hope to survive this revelation." As the humans demonstrated small, controlled displays of their ship's capabilities, energy pulses bending light, shields flickering, maneuvers faster than sensors could record, the Empire understood a new reality. Earth had been preparing silently, and the galaxy's balance had shifted. It was no longer a question of power, it was a question of survival. Civilians in nearby colonies watched in awe, rumors spreading like wildfire. "That ship, it's human," one whispered, "and it refuses to stop. It's unstoppable." Fear, respect, and wonder filled every mind. The Empire could only retreat to reassess, their pride and confidence shattered. And as the human ship continued its silent path through the system, the galaxy realized one undeniable truth: humanity had grown. Humanity had prepared. Humanity had returned to claim its place among the stars. And nothing, no fleet, no empire, no force, could ignore the humans again. The unknown ship was revealed. Unstoppable, patient, and brilliant, and the Empire understood that they were facing a civilization that had learned to wait, to observe, and to strike when the time was perfect. The human ship had revealed its origin and power. The Empire fleet hovered at a cautious distance, their pride broken, their confidence shaken. Commander Elena stood on the bridge, calm and focused. "It is time to show them the full warning," she said. Her crew moved efficiently, preparing systems, activating displays, ready to demonstrate strength without unnecessary destruction. The human ship glided forward, engines humming with controlled energy, its weapons silent but capable of immense destruction. Every movement precise, every system monitored. The Empire could only watch, unable to anticipate or counter. Their attempts to communicate were ignored, for now, action spoke louder than words. The first demonstration began near a neutral planet. Energy pulses bending space, shields flickering under invisible force. Alien ships trembled as the humans showed what they were capable of. The message was clear. Earth had power far beyond what any empire had imagined, and any aggression would have consequences. Admiral Varek watched helplessly as his fleet struggled to maintain formation. "They are teaching us a lesson," he whispered. Fear and respect mixing in his voice, pilots reported disrupted sensors. Engines lagging under strange energy fields. Weapons unable to lock on, the humans had not fired a shot to destroy. Yet they controlled the battlefield completely. From Earth, observers monitored the display with pride. Decades of preparation, secrecy, and patience had led to this moment. Humanity had not sought war, but it had prepared to defend, to warn, to show the galaxy its true power, and now, every civilization watching understood the cost of underestimating Earth. The human ship moved among the Empire fleets, energy fields expanding and contracting. Subtle but overwhelming, smaller vessels faltered. Larger warships hesitated. No one dared make a mistake. Commander Elena's calm voice echoed in the control deck. "This is our warning, precise and deliberate. Let them understand that Earth will not be ignored. That we are patient but unstoppable." The Empire began retreating. Shattered formations, broken pride, and a new respect forming in their hearts. They realized that diplomacy alone could no longer define the galaxy's balance. That humanity had emerged from silence, prepared and powerful. And every future move would be measured against this day. Civilians on nearby colonies whispered in awe, "It's human." Unstoppable. And calm. The human ship had demonstrated restraint, intelligence, and overwhelming power. Teaching the galaxy a lesson without firing a destructive salvo, a single vessel had changed perceptions, had shifted fear, had made humans undeniable. Admiral Varek sighed, knowing the chase, the confrontations, the revelation, and now this demonstration had altered everything. Humanity was no longer hidden, no longer silent, no longer underestimated. The galaxy had witnessed the return of a civilization ready to assert itself, not recklessly, but with precision and patience. The human ship drifted back into orbit near a hidden starbase. Engines quiet once more, its mission of warning complete. Its presence unforgettable, and as stars reflected on its hull, every fleet and every colony knew the truth. Underestimate humanity no longer. For the silent ones have awoken, and they refuse to be stopped. The Empire would speak of this day for generations. The day a single human ship demonstrated power, patience, and mastery beyond imagination, and humanity had sent a warning the galaxy would never forget.